Hi guys, so this video will be kind of important. The things I will be mentioning in this video will make or break the game, depending if they implement these or not. The more they implement these, the more of a success Neo will be. I'm very confident in this list. I've asked around other people that also played in Korea and we came up with a pretty good list, so let's get into it. These will be essential changes Neo needs to be successful. So the first point is going to be PVE content release schedule slash timing, basically a roadmap. So please make a content roadmap. This point is so important. As someone who played in Korea server extensively, not having content is a big reason of what made the game die there. The game itself was enjoyable to all of us who played there, but there was just nothing to do. Not just PvP wise, PvE wise too. We as players have no idea what to expect. In the past, communication was one of the worst behavior that NC West and NC South was showing. Please don't make the same mistakes. Whether it's good or bad news, share what your vision is with the player base. Not doing this from the player's POV is like walking through tall jungle grass, and every time you walk a step further, you don't know whether you're gonna find a snake or treasure. Disappointment and decline of player base is the result of this behavior. Who benefits from this? Second point is gonna be more challenging PvE content. So this point also has to do something with the previous point. More PvE content is good, but release something challenging for players to work towards. Raids, Demon's Bane, difficult solo dungeons, that type of stuff. BNS Live has all this content. Just make sure to release it in a well-timed manner, and this way you can keep the PvE community alive. Currently, when you reach endgame, the content you did to get your gear won't be that enjoyable anymore. Release content not just for the sake of getting accessories or other gear from it. Release some type of very challenging PvE content with rewards like skill books or things like that. I personally think that adding legendary books as a raid drop is an amazing idea. For example, imagine you just beat a hard raid and you get a legendary book, which are super rare, by the way. It'd be a very good player experience. Third point I'm going to be talking about is increase clan size and add clan battlegrounds with clan passive buffs, depending on your rank. So currently, when you make a clan, it only has 10 spots. I don't know the exact reason for this, but currently clans are quite useless. Back in life, clans were able to queue up for clan battlegrounds, which had a separate ranking for clans. The higher your clan was ranked, the higher of a passive buff you'd get, for example. 50% extra gold income or XP gain, that type of stuff. 6v6 Battlegrounds and Arena were addressed by NC America, but Clan Battlegrounds was not mentioned at all. I hope you guys can mention that, as I think it's an essential part of clan content, as there is currently none. Clans are just there for social purposes, just to have an in-game chat. There's no content a clan does together as a clan in BNS right now. So please increase the capacity and add clan battlegrounds. Fourth thing I'm going to be talking about is incentive for faction content. Currently, there is no incentive to hunt down players of the opposing faction. Even when there was, for example, when the Korean server had faction daily quests for killing 10 people, this was so difficult to get done. People gathered in the middle and just kill each other turn by turn to get the quest done. They removed this quest now, meaning there is currently no incentive at all. There needs to be some type of incentive. The faction system is totally useless otherwise. Might as well put every player in one singular faction and make the opposite faction all NPCs. Fifth thing I'll be talking about is better marketing slash promotion for the game. Currently, the only noticeable promoting I've seen being done is advertising the YouTube trailer. As you guys may have seen, has like 1 million views or something. You need to dive deeper into solid MMO community spaces and have targeted promoting at these communities. For example, MMO creators like Kennen, Bajira, Force Gaming, Lazy Peon, etc., etc. Like heck, even Shroud is into MMOs as he played Throne of Liberty, for example. That kind of stuff. I honestly think he would like the PvP competitive MMO like BNS if it had Arena. If you currently ask around if people know what BNS NEO is, there's a big chance they don't know what it is. So yeah. Sixth point is add equalized arena, 1v1 and 3v3. I know this has already been addressed by NC America and we won't have arena in NEO. I will still mention this as it is still a big part of BNS. I recently did a poll with really surprising results. With around 500 votes currently, I asked, would you play NEO at all if there would be no 1v1, 3v3, and no longer 6v6 queue times, as it's currently only 1 hour a day, and the results were almost 50-50. I honestly expected the no's to be around 20 or 30%, but this shows how important it is for NEO to have PvP content. This poll is still ongoing. I will leave a link in my description, so please vote if you haven't. This data would be useful to present to NC America. Seventh point I'm going to be talking about is add vitality overflow for people who can't play every day. I don't think I have to go too deep into this. It's pretty straightforward. People have lives and they can't play every day. Make vitality stack up for like 3 days, for example, so you don't feel like you're missing out on not playing for a day. Some people already dislike the vitality system. I personally like it, but for the people with limited playtimes throughout the week, Please make it stack up to 300 vitality, so like 3 days, that is. I think a lot of people would be very thankful for this change. Eighth point I'm going to be talking about is more 6v6 playtime and add the Whirlwind Valley map to Battlegrounds. This has also been somewhat addressed regarding the queue times, but adding another map hasn't been addressed. Currently in 66 Battlegrounds, there is only Beluga Lagoon, which is Assassin's Paradise. It's a fun map, but Whirlwind Valley is honestly the more balanced and probably more favorited map by players. If you're not increasing the singular hour of 6v6 playtime, at least add this extra map. I think people would really appreciate this. Ninth point I'm going to be talking about is make CC resist a PVE only stat. Currently, there is a new stat in BNS NEO called debuff resist. This allows you to randomly resist CCs, resulting in random drops of combos in PvP. This new stat could be nice to add in PvE, but should never ever been added into PvP content. Make this stat PvE only, please. I've had moments in Korean 6v6 where I'm fighting one guy and we both can't manage to CC each other because we're both debuff resisting 3 times in a row. Disable the stat in 6v6 or any future PvP content, I beg. 10th point I'm going to be talking about is somewhat a thing for the future. Make legendary skill books available to drop in future raids or other PvE challenging content. This is somewhat for the future of BNS NEO, if there is even one. I mentioned this before in my first point, so when you release the most challenging PvE content, put the legendary skill books as a drop chance. Legendary skills should be rare as they are, but they shouldn't be pay to win only. So there needs to be a very challenging type of PvE content to be able to get this legendary skill book. It would feel extremely rewarding this way and still keeps it rare. 11th point is going to be add systems that will help to ban bots. So to combat bots, which will definitely be a thing, occasionally put GMs in the game to spot these. In Neo, there are only a couple types of content worth botting, so all these bots will always be in these areas. I'll call these bot hotspots. So it's not like you have to search far and wide every corner of the map to find these. You check these couple hotspots where bots are always present and take measures accordingly. Other than that, a working report system or delegate the ability to ban or report people to trusted players. If giving trusted players the ability to ban is too risky of a move, which I can understand, you can still give trusted people the ability to flag players. With this flag system, NC America could then look at these cases and then decide for themselves what measures to take or not. Combating bots has many possible solutions, and I get that NCA probably doesn't have manpower to actively put someone on this duty. So I think some of the ideas that I gave could work as they are less demanding in manpower. Just take a look at these bot hotspots once in a while and ban the bots. It's as obvious as day. For real. This is a smaller one, but the 12th thing is add more channels for special events like ritual bosses. So ritual bosses are very crowded events and they aren't spawning in every channel available. This is bad. For example, there might be 25 channels available in the area where the ritual boss will spawn, but there will be only 5 to 7 channels where the ritual boss will actually spawn. So these channels will be obviously full, excluding the players who are late or could not find the location of the ritual boss. It's just not player friendly and sucks when you miss out on the ritual boss because of the reason that the channels are full. Point 13, fix leaderboards. Currently there's no rewards for ranking up. So even in the small amount of PvP content that is available, the 1 hour of 6v6 Battlegrounds, the leaderboard for it does not work. And there are no rewards in Korea as well. I know you guys mentioned this in the Q&A you guys did recently, that there would be rewards or something like that. Well, there isn't even in Korea. So I was actually surprised when I was reading this, because it would be interesting to see our version having that fixed, possibly, while the Korean server doesn't have it fixed. I wonder if that's even possible. Anyhow, please give rewards for 66 rankings and fix the leaderboard. People want to flex their ranks and be rewarded for it. It's simple. The last thing I'm going to talk about is quite an important one in my opinion. So fix field boss spinning wheels. So in Korea, a lot of your gear and materials come from killing field bosses and then spinning their respective wheels to get drops. At some boss wheels, it's almost impossible to spin it because of how many people there are. For example, leaving their character in front of the wheel and then spinning it with an F macro. You can fix this issue by making the wheel spin not have a public cooldown, like a personal one, so it wouldn't matter if other people are spinning it, you will always be able to spin it yourself, regardless of how many people there are. I beg you, this is a necessary change. Imagine you have 100 essences and you need to spin the wheel 100 times when there's 20 other people trying to spin the wheel at the same time for hours and hours on end. Please change this. These were all important changes Neo needs to go through to be successful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, leave a like and subscribe. Y'all have been amazing, by the way, and I was able to reach 2,000 subscribers in like 1.5 weeks. Thank you guys so much. See you guys in the next one. Bye.